So you've made an Ironman. Welcome to the worst and also somehow the best decision you've ever made. The early days of an Ironman feels exciting. Everything is fresh, every little upgrade matters, and every single coin you pick up off the floor actually means something. But then reality kicks in, you open your bank and it's just vibes. No money, nothing to show for it, and the thing people don't really warn you about is that making money as an Ironman isn't just different to a regular account. It's a completely different mindset. You can't just buy your way through problems like you can on a main account. You also can't flip using the GE. Every coin has to come from somewhere, and that normally involves you doing something grindy for a few hours. If you have access to Varlamore and you've done the quest Children of the Sun, there's a very good undervalued money making method. How it works is you do the quest Children of the Sun. This gives you access to Varlamore. From there you go to the Hunters Guild. You can travel there from Varlamore using the bird called Renu. Select the Hunters Guild and you're there. Head into the building to the west. Go up the 2 ladders and on the floor you'll find Eclipse Red Wines just spawning on the ground. There's no requirement to do this except for obviously the quest. You pick them up and then the actual money comes from selling them. Once you've got a full inventory of 28 wines, then you travel to Alderen via the bird at the entrance. Go to the winery there and find the NPC called Antonius. Here you can sell your wines for 700 GP, and the good part is the price never changes. It doesn't matter how many wines you sell to the shop, it's always 700 GP. A full inventory of wines is 19,600 GP. Not bad for literally picking up something from the floor. Obviously the rate depends on how many people are doing it on your world and whether you're hopping if someone is doing it, but a full inventory can take around 6 minutes including the banking and travel. So realistically you're looking at 190 to 200k GP per hour, maybe more if you're on quieter worlds. For a brand new account that's just come off Tutorial Island, that's pretty good. And the fact that it works on literally any account types, hardcore, group iron, UIM, seasonal modes, that makes it even more useful. The next one actually has some requirements, but they're not too bad at all. The Ham Storerooms. To access the storerooms, you need to have completed Death to Dorgeshan. That quest itself requires the Lost Tribe, which requires Goblin Diplomacy and Rune Mysteries. The skill requirements aren't too bad, but it is a bit of questing to be able to do this. But once you've done that, the storerooms are in the basement of the Ham Hideout. The Ham Hideout is just south of Lumbridge. What you're doing down there is pickpocketing the guards for Ham keys. You need 20 thieving to do so, but that's not too high. When you fail a pickpocket on the guards, unlike the Ham members upstairs, you don't get kicked out. You just take a little bit of damage up to 3, which is definitely way more manageable. Just bring some food and you'll be fine. Each key opens up one of the chests scattered around the different rooms. Some are locked doors you have to pick, and some have cracks in the wall you have to squeeze through. The chests contain coins, cut gems, and enchanted jewelry. You can either high alch the jewelry if you have 55 magic, or you can sell them to certain shops. The rates aren't massive, this isn't going to make you rich, but it's legitimately a low level income stream that's also training your thieving on the side. That matters as an iron because every skill level has value later. If you want a chance to win a bond giveaway, make sure to sub to the channel, like this video and comment down below a good Ironman moneymaker. Thieving is genuinely one of the best early moneymaker skills for an Ironman. It costs nothing to train and the money comes in directly as coins, and the methods scale really well as your levels go up. To blackjack in Polvanich you need 45 thieving and partial completion of the feud quest. You need to get to the blackjacking part of the quest. This teaches you how to use a blackjack, and once you've done a bit you can buy a willow blackjack from the seller near the kebab shop. The way it works is you lure one of the bandits into an empty house where no other NPCs can kinda get in your way. The house with the ladder is one of my go-to spots as it's really good for resetting the aggression if things go wrong. You knock the bandit out and while they're unconscious you get 2 guaranteed pickpockets before they wake up. And then you knock them out again and repeat the cycle. Ideally you're getting XP drops every 2 ticks when your timing is good enough. From 45 to 55 thieving you're on the bearded bandits. They're level 41 and yield 65 XP and 40 coins per pickpocket. At 65 you can switch to Menify Thugs. And that's where it starts to get really good. These guys give 137 XP and 60 coins per pickpocket, and you can get up to 260,000 XP per hour if you're efficient. And it works out to around 220,000 coins per hour. But for that you need the Rogue's outfit. This outfit is super important and you can get it from the Rogue's Den minigame. It requires 50 agility and 50 thieving to equip. It doubles your loot per pickpocket, so everything you're getting from blackjacking you're getting twice. I would say that's the difference between decent money and pretty good money, but bear in mind blackjacking can get very annoying very fast. It's super click intensive and the timing takes some time to get used to it, and when you're constantly failing knockouts and the bandits just chipping away at your health, it can get a bit annoying. Ali the barman sells jugs of wine for 1 coin each. Get these to not die to a bandit and lose your hardcore status. Once you get into a rhythm, it's not too bad and the thieving XP is genuinely fast, and that's going to unlock better money makers later. For the agility pyramid, you technically only need 30 agility, but 30 agility is pretty rough. You're going to be failing constantly and it's going to get annoying pretty fast. The wiki says you should wait to about 50 agility before you even bother. I would say maybe even 60, because this is where you start to see the fail rates drop off meaningfully, and at 75 you stop failing the obstacles entirely. And that's where this method starts to become really good. The goal is to reach the top of the pyramid, grab the top from the temple, then hand it into the guy called Simon at the base for 10,000 coins. Every lap 10k GP. At 75 agility you can do 26 laps per hour, which works out to 260,000 GP. At lower levels it's going to be slower, but even at 50 to 60 agility, doing 13 laps or so per hour puts you at 130,000 GP. And you also get an agility XP at the same time, which is great. But one important thing to note is always sell the top to Simon after every lap. These weigh quite a lot, and if you stack them up, you're going to be running out of stamina a lot and it's going to get frustrating. And also this is in the desert, so bring water skins. You need them to survive the desert heat, and as a hardcore Ironman, it's important to note that if you fail an obstacle, it can hit you for 10 damage. So just be aware of that. The fastest way to get here is Fairy Ring DLQ, or a magic carpet from the Shanty Pass to Polvanich and then run. Some players use the Nada teleport from the Desert Amulet, but for that you need to have the diary done. Stamina potions and Graceful are very useful. Graceful lets you restore run energy, though it doesn't protect you from the desert heat, so again make sure you bring water skins. Battlestave from Zaff is a classic Ironman daily that people set up and forget about, and I would say it's definitely worth doing. Zaff runs a staff shop in Varrock. If you complete the Varrock diary, you unlock the ability to buy discounted staffs directly from him every day. On the easy diary you get 15, medium you get 30, and the hard gets you 60. The discount Zaff gives is significant enough that you can just buy them and sell them straight back to the shop, but the real value as an Ironman comes from combining them with water orbs from the Perilous Moons. The Perilous Moons will provide you loads of them as part of their reward structure. You can alch them for a very solid amount. The magic level you need for high alchemy is 55. And that spell just converts items into coins at a fixed rate. The Varrock diary itself has some skill requirements, but the easy tier isn't bad at all. You've probably heard of Wintertodt. It's a boss technically, but not really. It's more just a fire making activity, but a lot of Ironmen do it for a good reason. You don't need no combat stats and you don't necessarily need food, even though it is recommended to bring some. You participate in a fight against Wintertodt by feeding braziers with roots you cut from roots nearby. It's not the most reliable GP per hour compared to more active methods, but the fact you're also getting supplies your Ironman needs anyway makes it time efficient in a unique way. Still Platelegs in the wilderness. This feels like ancient information, but it's still there and it's still working. In the eastern ruins area of the wilderness, there are still Platelegs that spawn on the ground. There's obviously no requirements, you just walk up to it and pick them up. And you can sell them to Horvik in the armor shop in Varrock. The obvious issue is that you're in the wilderness, so you need to bring a looting bag and be sensible with which world you're on. Your hot rods to clear out the spawns, fill your looting bag and leave. The rates aren't spectacular, so if you're a hardcore, maybe skip this. It's maybe 200 to 250,000 per hour, but it has zero requirements other than not dying. You can also grab steel Platelegs from the lava maze area if you've done the hard wilderness diary, but that's a higher wilderness depth, so much more risk involved. For pure beginners, the Platelegs route is safer and still decent. Just be smart about it, hop to a free to play world because I'm sure no one PKs there anymore. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe they do. Walk past the green dragons without being attacked. Hop back in members once you're in position, and it's a simple trick but it saves you from unnecessary danger. So the next ones have slightly higher requirements, so it really does depend on where you are in your account progression. Ardy Knights at 55 thieving are a classic. You pickpocket them for coins. Each successful pickpocket gives 84 XP and a coin pouch worth 80 to 100 coins. The real advantage of Ardy Knights isn't the rate that you're getting per hour, it's that they can be kept in one spot by a player splashing on them. There are splashing worlds you can look up and people on Discord that do this stuff. Just ask where you can get in and someone will usually point you in the right direction. You want to make sure you have the rogue's outfit, a dodgy necklace, and the Ardone medium diary completed. This gives you a 10% success rate boost while in Ardone. You're looking at 200 to 300k per hour. That's solid for a skilling method that's also training thieving. The Ardy medium diary isn't too demanding as well, so it's worth going for. The Shadow Veil from the Arceus spellbook is also great. It gives a 15% chance to avoid stuns when you fail a pickpocket. Combine that with a dodgy necklace and you barely get stunned at all. Compared to Blackjacking, Ardy Knights is way more chill on your hands. You're not doing the constant knockout pickpocket cycle. You're just clicking the NPC repeatedly, much lower intensity, probably still pretty intense. But the XP rates at this level are honestly pretty competitive with Blackjacking and you're still making good money. A lot of Ironmen do Ardy Knights all the way to 95 thieving. If you haven't started Slayer on your Ironman yet, then you might want to rethink and start slaying. Slayer is the backbone of almost every Ironman account in terms of both GP and progression. At the lower levels, the money you're getting isn't impressive at all, but with Slayer, once you reach the higher levels, everything gets a lot better. Gargoyles at 75 Slayer start dropping rune items, which you can alch. Necreals at 80 drop dragon boots, and then at 85 skeletal wyverns, and at 95 alchemical hydra. The key insight is that on Ironman, you're not just grinding Slayer for coins directly. You're grinding it because everything else on your account improves as a side effect. You're also training your combat stats. You also get useful drops. It all compounds, and every Slayer task you do at lower levels is moving you up to a point where Slayer can actually bring you good money. For the Corrupted Gauntlet, you need to have completed the Song of the Elves. This is a Grandmaster quest with very significant skill requirements, talking about 70s and 80s across multiple skills plus a long chain of prerequisite quests. The Corrupted Gauntlet is a solo minigame in Prifddinas. You have a time limit to gather resources inside a randomly generated dungeon. You got a skill to make gear and supplies, and then fight the boss at the end. Every single run rewards you with GP. The best unique drop is the Boffa. The Boffa is one of the most powerful ranged weapons in the game, and it's essentially mandatory for late game Ironman progress. But even without it, every gauntlet run is profitable. It is essentially a GP printer once you get used to it. It will destroy you while you're learning, don't get me wrong. It does have pretty hard mechanics and is challenging. You need to manage overhead prayers correctly while moving and attacking simultaneously. 92 range is kind of a minimum most people recommend, but even then maybe your first 10 to 20 runs might involve dying, unless you're a gamer and you're used to it on your main account. But the learning curve is definitely real, but once it clicks, it will become very good money. A quick fire of a few other things: the Oriana Altar, Guardians of the Rift, and eventually Blood Rune Crafting at 77 Rune Crafting. All of this will generate you runes that you can either use or sell. And once you have decent rune crafting, the Eye of the Remnants outfit from Guardians of the Rift is very useful. It gives you 60% more runes and that number climbs up quickly. Selling items to the shop at the Rogue's Den is also underrated. You need 50 agility and 50 thieving to access the Rogue's Den. Martin will buy items at their high alchemy value, so anything that's annoying or slow to alch individually can just be bulk sold to him. Being an Ironman is definitely very unique in that it's way more rewarding once you actually build your bank. On a main, you can sell things to the GE, so that just makes everything way easier. I really do salute people that have like multi-billions on their hardcore Ironman. I'm definitely interested on starting a hardcore Ironman, but I'm gonna wait until I start streaming. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to enter the Bond giveaway. There's a link in the description if you want to join the Discord community. I hope you're having a good day, and until the next one, peace.